But this is my thought. You know you're not going anywhere with Mark Sanchez. The season is effectively over. They're not going to make the playoffs, even if they're a half game back of the wild card and just a game back in the division.
I'm still
grasping. Okay, but
because the opponents are poop.
Nobody really expects
I am grasping.
So are the Redskins.
Nobody expects them to win 3 out of 4, which would get you to 9 wins, which you're probably going to need.
I don't think 9 is enough. I think you're going to need 10.
Well, they're not going to go 4-0 with Mark Sanchez.
Well, I think that's what you have to do.
Okay, well,
he already told you he's grasping.
Yeah, you're grasping.
I am grasping.
It's not going to happen. So
but it's not like we played the Saints, Rams, and Chiefs.
Okay,
we played 4 poopers.
Okay, it's fine.
Well, you play a team that just kicked your ass.
But 14-13 going in the fourth quarter.
Let's move beyond that. My point is, I don't think you're going anywhere with Mark Sanchez. And I don't believe, we asked this question at 7:45 when we did 5 questions. The Redskins starter, fill in the blank, week 1 of 2019 it's not going to be Mark Sanchez.
No. It can't
Though I think this is the longest of long shots. I think there's definitely a question whether Alex Smith will be ready come week 1. So it's probably going to be somebody else. Now, when we played fill in the blank, I said Colt McCoy. I think you said Colt McCoy. Cake said Josh McCown, and he didn't even give an answer.
Who knows? It's
right?
Impossible to answer.
But I would like to see Colin Kaepernick on the field just to see what he has, to see if it'd be worthwhile to be a long-term backup to Alex Smith again.
Well, what answers? Let me ask you this: what answers do you think you're going to get in 4 weeks when he hadn't played in 2 years?
If you just see some skills, like if you see the arm and him moving and making some plays,
he's probably going to be he would be a complete disaster.
Probably.
It's not a terrible idea.
Okay, but
my point is,
then you would have your answer.
My point is, I already know the answer. For
you know what?
Mark
That's
Sanchez.
not even fair to Colin Kaepernick.
That's probably true.
It's not. It's definitely true.
not fair to bring him in off the street and start him
but
on
I'm telling
Sunday.
you, that's what I would want to see as a fan that's doing pre-games and post-games, and I watch every minute of every game. I want to see
but you realize,
them go with because Mark Sanchez. I know the story. I know the ending.
So you're looking for Redskins utopia that has Colin Kaepernick coming in for the last 4 games.
I want to see. I want to look-see.
He deserves a chance, but you know that Snyder's gone on record. He's gone on record and said he doesn't believe his advertisers would support it. He thinks his advertisers are very against kneeling. So he's just not going to in your head against. He's been blackballed. He's been wronged, but it's just not going to happen.
I hear you, but the Redskins, in some ways, could get good PR from this. They are the team brave enough to give a guy who's deserving of a second shot that second shot. And this is not a guy who beat a woman. It's a guy who had a peaceful protest.
Well, you know what?
Hold on.
Some people, I guarantee you, if you took calls, half the people, you would be alienate half the fans.
Well, I don't know. I think most people, even though they don't, I don't like kneeling. I think there's better ways, but he deserves to be in a league. He shouldn't be blackballed because of it.
Well, he deserves chances to try out for teams.
Absolutely.
Doesn't necessarily deserve to start anywhere if he's not good enough.
Right. And he
certainly wouldn't be good enough to come off the street and start against the Giants.
He's clearly good enough to warrant a workout and to be a backup in the NFL. Because we've seen
he could start for some teams.
What backups have done.
He could start for some teams.
And this is radical. I understand it's radical, and I know it's not going to happen. But I wouldn't want him to come in here and be the backup to Mark Sanchez. If I'm going to bring him in for a tryout today, I'm going to suit him up to play with the ones tomorrow to see what happens on the field in regular season games to see if it's worthwhile to have him on the roster next year.
That's asinine.
Well, you're also the baseball GM who would pitch Strasburg
rehab him at the major league level.
Rehab him in the majors instead of in the minors.
Tippy, Kaepernick.
You're radical.
You wouldn't see anything good out of Kaepernick besides maybe he escapes the pocket and runs for 15 yards.
But what is the positive of just playing Mark Sanchez the next 4 games?
Because
what are you getting out of that?
Because he has been there. He played on a roster last year.
He's actually won, believe it or not. I think he's won 10 playoff games. Is that right?
I don't know.
He won a bunch with the Jets.
It's the same argument that people were building for Colt McCoy, that Colt's going to have another week of practice. He's got some familiarity with the players. That to me is the only reason that you stick with Sanchez. Is that you get him in there and he gets all the 1 reps.
There's no real positive to stay with Sanchez
because
you know you're going to lose most of the games, if not all of them. But you're not taking this PR hit from half of your fan base, and you're not creating another headache off the field where all of your coaches are going to be talking about it and asked about it by the media, the players. You're going to have all the Lester Holt's going to be doing his live broadcast from Redskins Park. It would be the biggest story in football if Kaepernick was signed. But you don't want to deal with that.
It could be positive press. I'm telling you, it could be positive
Half
press.
the fans would disagree with you.
By the way, I'm wrong. He's started 6 playoff games. He's won 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so
10
is wrong.
2 AFC championships.
Yeah.
Was the first 2 years, I believe?
Probably it was first 2 or
2009 and 2010.
In terms of ability, I think Sanchez is comparable to Colt McCoy. I'm not super anti Mark Sanchez. He's competent. But my point is, to me, and I understand you're grasping, to me, the season is lost. They've lost 4 out of 5.
To me, that's why I said before the game, even though I know where you're coming from and I feel it in my heart, as long as you're mathematically, it's not lost.
Okay.
They have 4 winnable games on the schedule. They're decimated with injuries. They're on their 3rd quarterback. It couldn't look any bleaker, except if you played the Rams, Chiefs, Saints, and then you would just say, oh, it's over.
But I have no reason to believe they're going to turn it around, given the fact that the defense, which was carrying them, has become atrocious.
The defense sucks, but the Giants aren't world beaters on offense. The Jags suck on offense. The Eagles aren't even that good. They just, it was 14-13 going in the 4th quarter.
The Jags suck on offense, but the Redskins do too. That's the thing.
Right, so
why do you believe the Redskins are going to score points?
I don't think these games are all winnable. I know you do.
I think individually each one is. I don't think we're going to go 4-0, but I believe individually each one is.
How are they going to move the ball on the Titans?
They're not winnable.
They're not going to move the ball on the Titans or the Jags.
A field goal, you could conceivably beat them.
All right, let's go to the phones.
Their offense looked against the Colts. You think that they're going to be held to 0 against the Redskins? All of a sudden, very liberal defense?
It's a good point, Cakes. It's a good point. Our defense sucks.
It's been really bad over the last 5-6 weeks.
It's a good point, but their offense sucks too.
Agreed. Cody Kessler couldn't suck anymore.
If you're going to tell me you want to bring in Kaepernick in the offseason and see what he can do and give him full summer of working out with the players, understand the playbook, that's one thing, which they're not going to do. But to bring him in for 4 games now when you're still grasping for a wild card spot, asinine. That's what that is.